Finally, among the transactions that are prohibited in Islam, a trick, something that people use to bypass the prohibition of riba. And it's called bay'ul ina or ina transaction. Ina. How is this done? You come to me and say, Sheikh, I'd like to borrow $1,000 from you. I said, I'm sorry, I don't lend people because money is money. I have to make profit out of it. How would I give you $1,000 for a whole year and then get back $1,000? There's no point of that. I'd like to make a profit. You say, Sheikh, but making a profit on lending me is riba. I said, yes, you're right. Riba is haram. Tell you what, I'll sell you my pen for $1,200. You pay me $100 a month. How is that? In exchange, I'll buy this pen from you, cash, for $1,000. You say, whoa, that's fine. So let's get this deal on the road. So I sell you my pen for $1,200, $1,200 to be paid in a year, $100 a month. Agree? You should agree. He said, here you go. The pen is yours. So you take the pen. Now, we're still in the same place. And the pen is his. Now I say to him, listen, would you sell me your pen, which you own and possess now, for $1,000 in cash? He said, yes. So I get my pen. I give him $1,000 in cash. The reality is, I've lent him $1,000 and he's paying me $1,200 over the period of a year time. I'm making $200 profit. This is as clear as it gets. This is clear trick on riba. And this is something that Allah Azza wa Jal has prohibited. The Prophet says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in an authentic hadith, when you enter into ina transaction, take hold of the tails of cattle, meaning accepting to farm instead of doing jihad, and are content with farming. That is the second thing. And you forsake jihad. And that's the fourth thing. Allah Azza wa Jal will cause humiliation to prevail over you and will not withdraw it until you return to your religion. So the Prophet made the transaction of ina one of the reasons of Allah creating humility and being looked down upon by all nations, because we're dealing with such haram transaction. So ina transaction is clear riba. Now there is another form of transaction that is halal, and this is known as bay'ut tawarruq. And what is bay'ut tawarruq? This tawarruq comes from al-wariq, and wariq means silver. And how is this done? This is very easy and very practical. I go to many people to borrow money. Nobody's willing to sell or to lend me anything. And I need cash. So the halal alternative is that I buy a commodity on installments. Let's assume I go and buy a car. Cash, it is 100,000 riyals. But the company, in order to sell it for me on installments, they're taking a risk. So they add 20,000 riyals to it. So they're selling it to me for 120,000 riyals to be paid on 5 years period, for example. So I buy the car. Now the car is in my name. I possess it. but there is a debt to be paid over 5 years' time, this X amount of money. I take the car and I go to other car dealers, or I auction it, or I look for a buyer, and I get a buyer who's willing to buy it for 100,000, 110, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. I'm fine with that because I need the cash money. So I sell it to him. And I pay in installments to the original seller. This is permissible because it resulted in so many people benefiting. The original seller bought it with a 20,000 profit margin. I benefited because I have cash money. The buyer who took it from me took it for a cheaper price than the market value. And it's a win-win for all, and it's permissible.